My next guest makes her UFC debut coming up here at UFC 209 on March 4th against Amanda Bobby Cooper. It's Cynthia Calvillo joining me here on the program for the very first time. Cynthia, how's it going?
It's going great. I'm really excited. Obviously very hyped. Just 7 days away from fight time and making my UFC debut.
Yeah, I mean, and it's crazy. You know, this kind of just all sort of happened very quickly. How long was this in the works with you finding out you were signed to the UFC and getting this fight?
It's really funny because I was trying to figure out exactly at that time that I actually found out about the opportunity, what my next step was. I was trying to get a fight. I wasn't signed anywhere just yet for my next fight, but I knew I wanted to fight in March. So I stayed prepared. I stayed in the gym. It was Valentine's Day, and I was on my way to my job, which I work at the Cheesecake Factory. Probably one of the worst days to work is on Valentine's Day at a restaurant. So I was already like just kind of defeated, and like in my head that day wasn't great. And then Sean Shelby just messaged me on Instagram, like he DM'd me in my Instagram and was like, "Hey Cynthia, any chance? I might have a fight for you against Amanda Cooper. Are you interested?" And I was like, March 4th. I was like 100%. I was like, yes, of course. So it just happened from there. And then the next day he was just like, "The fight's yours if you want it." And that's what it's been like. So since like Valentine's Day, I found out to about two. Yeah.
Very cool. No, I like how you found that out at work and everything. And Instagram, I mean, the power of technology, right? I guess any way to get a hold of you, obviously to get in touch with you. I think that's awesome. Who's the first person you told when you found out the news?
Well, I screenshotted it and I sent it to my head coach, right away. And then after that, I called my sister and my brother and I told them, maybe there's a possibility that I am, And I was just like, I don't like getting too ahead of myself if I have the contract in front of me, So I was just like, I think it's real. I don't know. We'll see. It's like get all the paperwork in the contract, and then I'll know, And then sure enough, the next day, all the emails and paperwork started filing through, and then it just went from there. So basically, my head coach, then my sister and my brother.
What was sort of the best message you got, best phone call, best email that meant the most to you of someone congratulating you on the UFC deal?
Honestly, it was just a lot of people that are close to me and know how long it actually, it took, what it took to get here, how many things I had to fight through, all the adversity, all the obstacles. And so to them, it was just kind of, it was just great. They just made me feel really good about it. They're like, you fought for it. We seen you at the lowest level. We really started from nothing and you fought for everything even when nobody believed you. And you're here now, I'm just getting started, but just getting to this platform is just, it's amazing. So I felt a lot of love. A lot of people just really made me feel good about me saying about it and how much I overcame to get here.
Yeah, and let's talk about your backstory a little bit for those who aren't familiar. You're born in San Jose. How did you get involved in combat sports?
I was always attracted to it. My brother kind of did. He did Muay Thai, and so I always looked up to him. He was like he's like 6 years older than me. So, and I think, and so he always treated me like his little rag doll and beat me up and stuff. But I never really got to pursue it. I never did any sports up until I didn't walk into an MMA gym until I was 23.
Oh wow, cool.
I was married before, actually. I was actually a military wife before I started fighting. It was a whole different path I was going. It had nothing to do with fighting, but it definitely set me up to be like the mentality to be able to transition into this for sure. But I started when I was 23, and from the day that I walked into the gym, I never walked away. It was just meant to be, like, just based on everything that I've been through. I've been through a lot of shit. Like, sorry, excuse my language.
No, swear. I may be Canadian, but you can swear all you want on here. It's fine with me.
Yeah, I'm hanging out there at Team Alpha Male around the boys. They say nothing but cuss words. I try to be careful and not cuss so much. But yeah, it's just I just started. I always felt like I was there was something I always needed to fight for. Based on everything that I've been through as a child. I was bullied. I was treated like crap. I didn't have the best relationship. Just a bunch of stuff. And it geared me up to transition into MMA and just have the right mentality and be able to fight. And it feels good. I feel like this is home. Like everything I went through in my life prepared me for this.
Love hearing that. That's awesome. It sounds like a great outlet for you too. Like you said, all the stuff you had to deal with, and being able to actually go in the gym and kind of take out your frustrations. I think that's awesome. It's really great to hear. Have you always been at Team Alpha Male, or was that something that came later as far as you training there?
No, I actually started. I was born and raised in San Jose, California, Eastside San Jose. And there was a small gym there that I started. It was right by my job. I was working an 8 to 5 job in the office, and there I wasn't happy. I just got divorced, left, like just literally the lowest of my life, like I could possibly be. And I was like, there's a gym right there, and literally a block away, and that's where it all started. And from there on, I stayed there for 3 years, and then I decided that if I want to be a world champion, I got to go to a world class gym. And Team Alpha Male was only 2 hours up north, and I was like, there's no question. I was like, this is where I need to be. Just from one day of being there and watching, everybody there, like that place, that gym makes dreams happen. As long as you work hard, that place makes dreams happen for sure.
Cool. Who are some of the people that are helping you get ready for this fight? Teammates, things like that.
I have Josiah McCall. I have Joseph Morales. He's actually 6-0, undefeated, global knockout. Pretty sure he's going to get picked up by the UFC anytime soon, but he's one of my main training partners. Most of the time I end up just training with a lot of the flyweights, the guys. We don't really have that many girls at our gym. Well, at least that are in there. Paige is pretty famous, so she's hardly in there at all. Unless she has a fight coming up, because she's like they have her everywhere. She's like superstar, So for me, I just get to work with mostly all the guys and the flyweights there at the gym.
Cool. Have you seen a Canadian guy there? I got to mention this just because, like I said, I'm from Canada. TJ Laramie and Kyle Prepelek are up there training. TJ was training with Vince Murdoch there because he actually fought Vince. Does this ring a bell at all? Okay, cool.
Yeah, he's in there. It's funny because they look, Vinny and what's his name, TJ. They look very alike, in shape and size. So it's funny. They have like a little bromance going on.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, I knew they had done like a picture together, but I didn't know they were all chummy. That's really cool because TJ, him and his brother Tony, they're like the next big brother duo out of Canada. So I think it's cool that they're going down to Alpha Male and train with you guys. So I think that's awesome. That's really cool.
No, it's really cool.
But I want to talk about your last fight. You fought Montana Stewart, who famously fought Mackenzie Dern. So that was a big fight for you. You were on the LFA card, and you get the win over Montana. At the time when you got that win, did you feel like a UFC call was coming, or did you just feel like, hey, this is a big win for me?
I just figured it was a big win for me. It was, honestly, I didn't expect to get the call from the UFC this soon. I knew it was going to come at some point, as long as I worked hard. My thing is like, what I had set for this year was basically, I wanted, in order for me to get into, I knew I wanted to get in the UFC but sometime this year, but before that, I was like, okay, I want to fight in March, and I want to get a belt, and then maybe another fight, and then I can't, like, they can't avoid me. Like, I'm here, I'm knocking, you know what I mean? There's not that many girls out there. Like, I know they see me because, Cody puts me out there, and as long as I keep getting these wins, there's no way in hell they can just look the other way. So that was my plan. And then, so once I just wanted to stay consistent, keep fighting. I've been ready. I think I'm ready at this level. I didn't think it was going to be so soon because I just made my professional debut in August. And so, like, for most people, I was ready. I was prepared. I think skill-wise, I'm ready to be at the top level. But, like, of course, on paper, everybody, like, if you wanted to, look, man, 6 months and you're going to get into UFC, yeah, right, So I was preparing myself to freaking have way more harder fights and just keep going and fight my way and earn it. I was ready for it. Even though I had like a long layoff before where I was like injured and I was hungry. I was ready to do this a long time ago. So it just feels good. It feels good that like all the girls that started at the same time that I am and now are at the higher level, and I had to stay behind because I couldn't compete for 2.5 years. I jumped back to the same course that they are. So it felt good because I felt like I was like down here and I'm like, oh, but I was ready for it. But I'm happy I'm there now,
Did you know that you're going to make history when you make your debut? Did you know about this?
How?
You are the first LFA female fighter to sign with the UFC.
Yes,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, that's kind of a cool tidbit to have, and
It's great. I think it's awesome. I love being a part of the first show. I love being that I was the first women's bout in the LFA for LFA. Now they're first fighter for UFC. They produce over 100 fighters. Combine RFA and Legacy together. So now LFA, for me, that's a big thing. So obviously you can tell that that's a great platform. We knew that obviously that would get me visible, being their Access TV, with Myth being one of the, matchmakers for UFC now. Like, I knew that was, I was going to be able to be seen there. So I was ready to continue fighting that platform, but now being the first one, like, it's amazing. I'm really happy to represent for sure.
And how do you feel like you match up against Amanda Bobby Cooper?
I think I match up pretty well with her. I feel like she's well-rounded. One of her strongest points is boxing, but I'm prepared. Like, I feel like I'm a complete fighter. I trade everything. I feel like I'm gonna be stronger there. I think my skills gonna be better there. She's been training for this fight since November. I don't care. This is a lifestyle for me. I didn't show up and just train 2 weeks ago. I've been training. So like for me, my weight's on point. Everything just is on point as if I had an 8-week camp. So to me, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? She's a great fighter and everything. But you're also, I'm not going to be an easy fight. And I just think that it's going to be a good fight for me. The fights that I've ever seen her have a trouble with is wrestlers. And of course, me coming from a wrestling camp, I just feel like, I'm just going to have an answer for everything she has, whatever she has. I'm really happy. I'm really excited to really showcase. I think it's a perfect fight for me to make my UFC debut.
And then how's the weight cut going, as far as, heading into your debut?
It's great. It's right on time. I'm 9 pounds out right now, which is great. Like same timing as my last fight. It's going to be my second time only making straw weight. My first professional fight was at 125, just because I didn't want to worry about the weight cut. I just wanted to make my debut, and just because I didn't compete in so long. The second one was at a catch weight at 120 because they changed my opponent last minute, and so I finally made my straw weight debut in the last fight. And so now, and this is my weight class for sure. It's right.
Now I heard post-fight. I heard you like fries or something like that for your post-fight meal or something like that for cheat meal. Is this true?
Oh my God. No, yeah, we did pizza and wings and French fries.
Okay.
I was so excited. Like as soon as I was done fighting, I fought in Dallas, and there's this place called like Wing Bucket or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know, but I sprinted. Okay, because there was only 30 minutes left until it was open. So we got back to the hotel from the fight. I'm like, this place is gonna close. We better run. Dude, the best chicken wings ever. You're not talking about like this size. They're like this big. These chicken wings. They're actual chicken wings.
Oh wow. Okay, big ones. Nice.
Yeah, and then it came with French fries. And then the last thing I wanted to do was eat pizza, and so we had to go do some after party or something that the Legacy had set up. And so we just sat there. It was kind of like I didn't really want to be at an after party. And then when I left, I got back to the hotel. I ran into like Ed Soares and Ryan and all those guys from LFA. And they're in the bar at the hotel bar with boxes of pizza. And I was like, yes. So it was a great night. It was a perfect night.
Did you negotiate that in your UFC contract to have that lined up as soon as the fight's done?
I heard there's already something set up like that, like in the back. Like as soon as you go like done with your fight, there's like a back room with all kinds of stuff, like goodies, ice cream, and like chefs and stuff. So some kind of heaven room.
Good stuff. What's your prediction for this fight? How do you see this fight ending on March 4th?
Since it is going to be my first fight, I definitely want to go in there and like. It might take me in the first round to like feel it out, and then the second round, probably get the finish. I think I'll get the finish in the second round.
Before I let you go here, are you a Netflix watcher? I know you're really busy, but are you someone that has a Netflix account and watches it all?
Yes, I do, because I don't, like, I train, I sleep, I work, and then I lay on my couch.
And watch Netflix? What do you, okay, so if I logged into your account right now, what would it say under continue watching?
Shameless.
Nice.
I love Shameless.
So do I. Great show.
Watching Weeds. I like watching, what else? Any of the newer movies, I like watching funny movies, so a lot of Adam Sandler movies. 50 First Dates, Superbad, just stuff like that.
Good stuff. I like your taste. Shameless. You had me at Shameless, so anything you would have said after that,
yeah,
even if I didn't like it, I would have been on your team because I love that show so much. So that's awesome. But we're really looking forward to UFC debut here, coming up here March 4th. Cynthia, can't thank you enough for joining me here, especially on a weekend. I know you got a million things to do, so I really appreciate it. Where can people find you on social media? And if you got any thank yous or shout outs, the floor is yours.
Of course. First of all, I want to thank you guys so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. I want to, thank my friends and my family, the best team in the world, Team Alpha Male, all of my sponsors, Total Nutrition, Professional Towing. We got, we got a lot of people. I can't even think right now, but there's a lot of people making this happen. You don't make a great soup without all the ingredients. I have a lot of people making this shit happen. So if I didn't, name them, I'm sure some other time they know who they are. But anyway, I just want to thank everybody. Really, really appreciate all the love and support. I'm really happy to be doing this, and I'm definitely going to be having, a really good fight next Saturday. So I hope you guys all tune into Fight Pass. I am going to be the first fight exactly at 3:30 Pacific time. So